Some difficult decisions were made by the organization today.
But I think right now in the best situation is what we're attempting to do here now is create the best environment moving forward.
But right now, it feels like they're finally trying to fix what's been broken. The Browns just dropped a bomb, firing their GM, and fans are losing it because the rumor isn't about bad management or weak stats. It's about straight-up sabotage. People are saying this GM tried to shut down Shedeur Sanders from the inside. No first-team reps, no fair shot, no respect. Behind those closed doors, it looked like they were setting him up to fail. Then boom, one clip changed everything.
Even more Browns are coming out and supporting Shedeur Sanders, even though it seems like he's not given the reps that he deserves. Shedeur Sanders is being sabotaged.
That leaked scrimmage footage hit the internet, and suddenly, the rookie they tried to hide turned into the headline. Shedeur was out there cooking the defense like he had something to prove, and the internet ate it up. The clip went viral so fast, it forced the Browns' hand. They had to clean house before the whole team turned on them. Now, everyone's asking the same questions. What was really going on in that camp? Why was Shedeur being silenced like that? And what finally made the owners snap and say, "Enough's enough"? At first, it seemed harmless, just a rookie easing in. But day after day, people started noticing. Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel were getting full-speed first-team reps, while Shedeur was stuck running practice drills that didn't even count. Something wasn't right. He was stuck doing the kind of reps rookies dread, the throwaway kind. No rhythm, no chemistry, no real shot to prove himself.
Yes, we have an idea in terms of when we think they may hit the field. I have just learned by just being so wrong on that with the tackles last year.
They had Shedeur tossing passes to practice squad players, random assistants, even defensive backs pretending to be wide receivers. Meanwhile, Kenny Pickett was out there shining with Amari Cooper and Elijah Moore, running crisp, polished routes like a starter's dream team. Fans couldn't help but ask, what's going on here? Why was a top college quarterback, known for his leadership, accuracy, and mental toughness, being treated like some forgotten bench warmer? Then came the spin. Out of nowhere, media leaks dropped stats saying Shedeur went 3 for 8 in drills, trying to make him look sloppy. But they left out the truth. Those weren't even real reps. They were busted plays, bad timing, and no chemistry with third-string receivers. It started to look shady, like this wasn't incompetence anymore. It was personal. And the whispers started flying. Was somebody inside the Browns deliberately keeping Shedeur down? The red flags weren't waving. They were blaring like sirens. And then came the moment that blew it all open. What was supposed to be a quiet, closed-door practice turned into a full-blown meltdown. No cameras, no crowd, just raw football. And Shedeur Sanders turned that field into a highlight reel. He got one rare shot during a controlled scrimmage, and he exploded. 12 snaps, 3 touchdowns, and a flawless 2-minute drill that ended in a walk-off score. Witnesses said he carved up the defense like a surgeon, slicing passes with unreal precision. A 27-yard laser to Harrison Bryant down the seam, then a sideline dart to Amari Cooper that had coaches whispering, "This kid's the real deal." And the wildest part, that was just the beginning. Kenny Pickett, the one who'd been spoon-fed all those first-team reps, completely crumbled in that same scrimmage. His timing was off, his reads were shaky, and to top it off, he threw a brutal red zone interception that had VIP scouts shaking their heads in disbelief. Meanwhile, Shedeur's mechanics looked picture perfect, footwork clean, body balance locked in. He was in full control out there. This wasn't just a good day for Shedeur. This was the day everything got exposed. And even though the coaching staff tried to sweep it under the rug, someone inside couldn't stay quiet. They hit record. And that one secret clip changed everything.
Shedeur is so well, technique-wise, from his lower body.
At exactly 2:13 a.m. Eastern Time, a 23-second video leaked online. No watermark, no tags, just raw, uncut footage of Shedeur Sanders dropping back, scanning the defense, and firing a perfect touchdown strike to Cedric Tillman. By noon, it had exploded past 1.2 million views and counting. NFL Twitter went wild. Free Shedeur was trending in Cleveland, then it went national. Fans were outraged, not just because the throw was beautiful, but because the clip confirmed what everyone had been whispering. Shedeur was being hidden. The Browns hadn't posted a single highlight from that scrimmage. No mentions, no reports, nothing. They acted like it never happened, but the truth was already out. People started asking the hard questions. Why wasn't this kid competing for QB1? What else were they covering up inside that facility?
Shedeur Sanders has picked up the offense well. He's working at it well. He's doing a lot of great things to ensure that more positive things happen.
That's when chaos hit full throttle. Coaches were panicking, PR teams were locking everything down, and rumors spread that the video came straight from a staff member who'd had enough of the politics. The organization tried to contain it, but it was too late. The quarterback room had just exploded into a full-blown scandal. And as if that clip wasn't bad enough, the next leak that dropped took things from messy to downright damning. Then out of nowhere, a so-called leaked text thread hit the internet, allegedly between GM Andrew Berry and a Browns staffer, and it was pure chaos. The messages weren't vague at all. They were cold and calculated. They straight up hinted that the plan was to keep Shedeur hidden from the spotlight. No first-team reps, no media access, no mic'd-up moments, no viral clips, nothing. One line even said, "He ain't got no time, dog." And another message joked, "Feels like he's in Colorado again," like they were mocking him behind his back.
He ain't got no time, dog. Like, look at this. He feels like he's in Colorado again.
Whether those texts were 100% legit or not didn't even matter anymore. The damage was done. The trust between the fans and the organization completely shattered. To the public, it didn't look like a team trying to develop a young quarterback. It looked like a full-on cover-up in broad daylight. And just when it seemed like it couldn't get any worse, a bombshell Forbes-style report dropped out of nowhere. That report claimed a frustrated minority owner leaked internal emails, and those emails allegedly showed Berry giving direct orders to limit Shedeur's momentum. We're talking specific instructions, no high-pressure drills, no red zone sequences, no situations that could make him outshine the vets. Even if only half of that was true, it painted a brutal picture of a front office more focused on control than competition. This wasn't just bad management. It looked like manipulation at the highest level.
I think that going from 3-8 to getting no real reps other than those other reps, I'm not sure why those aren't counted. I guess they're on 11-on-11. They're not 7-on-7s, right? Again, back to JJ Watt. Y'all know, we don't know what we're looking at.
By then, fans weren't asking if Andrew Berry would get fired. They were asking how soon. And while social media was connecting the dots, the mainstream outlets tried damage control. Headlines suddenly started popping up downplaying Shedeur's breakout, saying things like, "Sanders struggles in camp, goes 3 for 8 in team drills." But what they didn't mention was the setup. Those weren't real reps. They were busted plays with backup receivers and no live protections allowed. Meanwhile, Kenny Pickett's meltdown mysteriously disappeared from every report. No mention of his interceptions, no talk of his missed reads. It was like someone scrubbed it all clean. But then came the leak that no one could spin away, the internal practice grade sheets. Those sheets told the real story. Shedeur had logged a +4 EPA, expected points added, while Pickett sat at a miserable -6. One quarterback was driving efficient plays, and the other was crashing drives with turnovers. The numbers didn't lie, and once those hit the internet, the cover-up was officially cooked. Insiders dropped another bomb. Those impressive numbers from camp, they were deliberately hidden. Sources claimed Andrew Berry himself handpicked which stats got leaked to reporters, feeding the media a watered-down version of reality. He made Shedeur look inconsistent while quietly burying Kenny Pickett's ugly interceptions under a mountain of silence.
He's tired of answering questions about the quarterback competition, and that might be the reason why, hey, let's not give Shedeur any reps. Or were they trying to prove a point to Shedeur Sanders?
This wasn't just biased coverage. It was full-blown information warfare. That's why the story refused to die down. It kept growing. Suddenly, people weren't saying the Browns made a mistake in judgment. They were saying the Browns were orchestrating a takedown. By this point, even the casual fans could see it. Something inside that building was way off. But when the insider details came out, the truth hit like a lightning bolt. It was sabotage. On July 20th and 21st, Shedeur Sanders didn't get a single first-team rep, not one. No 11-on-11 snaps, no time with the starting offensive line, nothing. Instead, they shoved him into the developmental periods, the ones usually reserved for rookies auditioning for the practice squad. While Pickett and Dylan Gabriel enjoyed clean pockets, perfect timing routes, and smooth full-sequence drills, Shedeur was left throwing to backup assistants and fringe defenders, pretending to be receivers. It wasn't development, it was exile. One fan even caught it on camera during camp on July 22nd.
Head coach, former Alabama coach, is trying to come to the big leagues again, bro. There has been a lot of teams.
The clip showed Shedeur completing a pass to a defensive back subbing in at wide receiver. Meanwhile, Pickett ran the exact same play with Amari Cooper and Elijah Moore. Fans were furious, shouting online that this wasn't competition, it was setup. Then came the most damning piece yet, the depth chart freeze. A leaked internal log showed Shedeur locked at QB4, restricted installation status. That label meant he couldn't call protections, couldn't lead a 2-minute drill, couldn't even practice real game tempo. He wasn't being benched. He was being erased from the race entirely. Former Brown scout Marcus Willoughby summed it up best when he said, "This wasn't about coaching. This was about control. This was never about skills. This was about fear." The Browns front office knew the second Shedeur got a real shot. The so-called media darling they'd been protecting would get exposed. They thought they could control the narrative, hide the footage, feed reporters fake stats, and bury Shedeur's rise under corporate spin. But once that viral clip hit the internet, it was game over. The owners couldn't ignore it anymore. Head coach Kevin Stefanski, the same guy trying to prove himself again after that Alabama coaching stint, had already been frustrated for weeks. Reports say he went to team owner Jimmy Haslam as early as July 21st, warning him that reps weren't being handed out fairly. He wanted the quarterback situation settled through competition, not politics. But when that 23-second touchdown clip went public, everything exploded. There was no turning back. Inside the facility, tension hit a boiling point. Players started speaking up, quietly telling others that Shedeur had outplayed Kenny Pickett at every turn. Meanwhile, the fans were furious. Hashtags, reaction videos, debates. Cleveland's social media was on fire.
The people that were there clearly saw that the 11-on-11s and the actual team reps were not giving at all to Shedeur, or not given to Shedeur at all.
Then came the final straw, an emergency vote. According to team insiders, ownership called a late-night meeting on July 25th, and what happened behind those closed doors changed everything. It was a 4-1 vote to fire GM Andrew Berry immediately. No warning, no PR cleanup, no waiting for the weekend. He was told to pack his office before day 4 of camp even began. That was it. The message was crystal clear. Favoritism is finished. For the first time in weeks, the energy around the team shifted. Fans finally felt like justice was served. But make no mistake, the scars from that sabotage ran deep. What started as whispers of paranoia turned out to be the truth all along. Reporters had called the fans crazy, but now it's undeniable. The Browns didn't just underestimate Shedeur Sanders, they tried to bury him. No reps, no exposure, no chance, all while hyping up a veteran quarterback who was tossing interceptions in red zone drills like confetti. And when Shedeur finally got a crack at real competition, he lit up the field. He embarrassed the depth chart, shattered the politics, and forced the organization to face the ugly truth. They were protecting the wrong guy. From leaked texts and fake stat sheets to manipulated depth charts, it's clear this wasn't bad coaching anymore. It was a full-blown setup. It started as a controlled narrative, but it blew up in their faces. In the end, it cost a GM his job and exposed a whole system built on favoritism and fear. But the real question now, how many other young players are being silenced just like this? How many Shedeur Sanders stories are getting buried before fans ever get to see the truth? Because this wasn't just about one player. It's about a culture that hides talent to protect reputations. And while this chapter might close with Andrew Berry getting the boot, the real story's only getting started. Shedeur broke free from the chains they tried to lock him in, and now the N.F.L. better watch out, because what's coming next might shake the whole league. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to stay tuned for more updates right here on Star T Channel.